welcome to another weekly analysis on NQ. This is October 15th and we are looking into the week of October 17th. Oh, what a week last week. Huge moves in NQ and a crucial support was tested last week. And let's dive deeper into the charts here. And to start off, I would like to start with the weekly and chart, and I have put in the max here, and this is the 2008 crash, and wanted to show you some of this historical similarity. This is the 200 weekly SMA, and as you can see in the 2008 crash, it was tested once, it was then tested twice, and then it did not break immediately. If you see, it tested below it, closed above it, then confirmed, and then just uh, hell broke loose and it went and sold off everything. And I was around this period of time. I was not this, uh, didn't pretty new to stock trading, and I saw this pattern in the weekly, and I think on the breakout of this resistance here, I started investing, and I had a very good 10-year run from 2008 to 2018 since then. Now let's look at what we're looking at here. We come down here, did not break the 200 weekly, came here, tested this one, closed below the 200 weekly. And if I draw a trend line here, so if I just draw a trend line like that, we are coming here and testing. Seems that the trend line is somewhere here, and that is right at that demand level here. So will we see another 1000 points drop? Very well possible. No one could believe that we dropped from 16,767 now at 10,746. So is there a chance of dropping there? Very well possible. But as of now, we confirmed on this weekly that NQ closed below the 200 weekly moving average, and that was a crucial support. And that makes me think, is NQ going to also pull ES down? Because if you actually look at the S&P 100, there are most of the tech companies in there, and will pull the ES down. I am currently in a long in ES, and I don't have any positions in NQ, but this looks like that this may test further down. So let's draw some channels here and see, or some levels that we can see. So this is another level here on the weekly, that is 10,614, which is the next support area. And let's draw some wider resistance area. That's one resistance area there. So that is close to no, so that's the one there. So 11,557, and on top of that, this head and shoulders that we are, that's the shoulder there, that's the head there, that's another shoulder there. So somewhere here, so we can draw right at the neck here another level, 12,024, and I see a small support level here at 10,115, so I'll put it there also. And let's go into the daily here. And I'm going to remove this trend line. That still holds, that trend line still holds, but I'm going to remove this trend line. And this W here that's a support area. So as of now, that support area is holding for sure. And if it breaks, we have on the daily the right support areas for sure. So I'm going to remove this 200 weekly SMA also, and let's see if we see anything else that here in the regular trading hours that is of interest. And so as I look down here, I'm looking for gaps. There is one gap here, but that seems to be closed. That gap is also closed. The next gap is all the way down here. So I really doubt it will go that far, but who knows. But that's definitely what I see in terms of gaps. I don't see any immediate gap. We obviously have a gap up there, so that makes sense there. So those are the levels I would say as of now for sure on a daily also. We can be a little bit more precise. So here we can see that 10,780 is a level, but let's not worry about that. I want to draw another resistance here from the daily, which looks like this area here, and let's make sure that I have the extended hours going, and that's about the levels. So how do I want to trade? Now that's a very good question. This is a very tricky area because we bounced off a support and we are in mid region, so most probably I will try to short at this 10,800 area, but with confirmation. If it breaks that 10,800 area and goes, test from the top, then I will try to go long, targeting that 11,093 area. Now if it breaks 10,800 area, then I'll short that, obviously 10,614 being the first level, and then obviously targeting further the 10,230 area. It tested 10,484, and we will add a level there because obviously it's tested that. That's the near low, but as we saw, that was not a level. There was no demand in those areas and not even trend lines in that area. Now these are the levels here. I'm going to clean up my chart and draw some. Let's actually not do that. Let's just draw some trend lines from the top here. That's one trend line there, and that's a intermediate trend line here. Okay, that looks good. It came and bounced from there. So on that intermediate trend line, can I draw a channel? These two are almost like a channel, so it did bounce back from that channel, bounced and are coming back to that channel, and this exactly goes to that level of mine. So that is going to be a strong level. So you can see that. Let me clean up this chart a little bit. So if you see here, it came down, bounced, went up to the channel, and if it comes down, that's 10,284. So 230, 284 in terms of NQ, that's not much. So definitely a very strong support level. So if I take a short, I'll target those areas to cover my short. Want to bring it to your notice in the 4-hour, it's definitely was overbought and now it's heading towards oversold. Let's look at the weekly. Oversold on the weekly for sure. And how does it look like on the monthly? Definitely oversold on the monthly. So there may be a relief bounce here for sure, and we may not see an immediate sell-off, but I am leaning towards a sell-off, and here I want to call out something because I'm leaning towards a sell-off. So I'm biased already that it would sell off. Hence, I'll be very careful and will only trade based on price confirmation, because when I'm biased, I would try to only find opportunities towards sell-off, and I don't want that to be bias that will literally drive my decisions and take me down in my trades. So I'll be very, very careful here trading going into next week. And before I wrap up, let's quickly go and look at what the calendar looks like for next week. There is the CPI numbers on October 17th for a fact. So we'll see what that does, because those are very big moves. And also the CPIs here, very big moves usually. But one thing that I also want to call out, on Thursday there's a jobless claims. So we'll see how these numbers affect, because these are important meetings. They sometimes really affect the move in the market. So, and you could see here, I don't have the previous calendars, but I wanted to show you the previous week when the big moves happened. That was because of the CPI numbers. So we'll see how that moves. I usually trade lightly on these economic announcement days, but definitely follow the trend. And current trend is sell every pull back or push up. So I am going with the trend. That means every push, every spike, every squeeze, I sell. And when I sell from my levels, I do my full position size. But if I take a long or squeeze, I am now at 1/3 to 1/6 of my position size, depending on economic events and how I see the price action. One thing that I would like to bring to your notice, and let's look at 180-day 4-hourly. If you look at the 4-hourly here, you could see that how the market. So let's look at regular trading hours. So if you see, there would be a very clean day going up, and then the market sells off and then just chops all the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 6 4 hours is chopping to the side, taking all the trapping the bulls and the shorts equally well, and then again it trends. So be careful about those things. So if you would be trading this level here, and this was your level 12,024, you would not take this long or that long, anything like that, because there was no levels there, right? So I would have, if the market came down from here and I'm watching this and it went below the 12,024, that is a confirmation for me. I would wait for my opportunity to short 12,024, and as you can see, it will take away your stops here for sure. So if you're putting a 12,024 here, right, you would want your stop to be right on this second candle, which is quite a bit long stop, and hence it's important that if you have that a big stop in NQ, you need to be very, very careful about your position size and if that stop is good for you, and you can take that kind of loss. So this is not a small stop or small size stop. So what you need to do is then wait for the right opportunity. So don't take that short. Let the market confirm. That means it rejected here, came back on the second retest. So the retest here is 12,054. So it came to 12,150. You are waiting, got rejected, and then you take your 12,024 and put a stop of like 12,100, 80 point stop or something like that. And obviously you're targeting your next level here, which is 11,557. And you'll most probably, when you hit this red candle, I would take 70 to 80% of my trade out, put a stop here at 11,814 and start trailing. So start the stop trailing from there. So as it moves down, I'll move my stops, and most probably I'll get stopped out here on this green candle, because that's would be my level. Will I get all to the bottom? I may, because if the stop has moved here, then I get stopped out, in this big green candle here. But that how would I trade, if we see this as a multi-day trade, and pretty much that would be how I will trade level to level, and managing the trades and resetting my bias again. So as always, keep your stop losses tight and your losses small and your profit at large, and follow the price action and trade level to level. Have a great trading week, and thank you for listening.